Hi, everybody. I'm kind of excited and kind of not. I have a marathon this Sunday. It will be my second one. And I'm so happy about that, but then my dad's not here to share that milestone and for me to see his reactions. He died 3 months ago from cancer. And I also wanted to talk about something serious. I wanted to talk about suicide. And I know that some people think talking about suicide means the person is thinking about it. But when your friend just committed suicide about a month ago, of course you're going to think about suicide. Not necessarily that you're going to commit suicide, but wanting to look up things like how to prevent somebody else from committing suicide. Or trying to reenact what he did but not dying to know if there was a way you could have saved that person. Or you go back and see what you missed about the person that committed suicide, like the signs. And everybody's just about, you need to go to counseling. But counselors misunderstand you, and then they'll probably Baker Act you. And then Baker Acting, they'll probably make your medicine up more. But actually, sometimes that prolongs the grieving process because then the person can't cry like they normally would. And suicide, people think about when they don't think there's another option. There's always an option. You need to challenge the feeling and spin it, or try to spin it into something positive. And sometimes you don't have other people around you to reassure you. So if you lost somebody to suicide, you might have to keep telling yourself, it is not your fault. And repeat it over and over and over again. And what I'm saying about it is this world needs to help people not be afraid to talk about suicide, or afraid that a cop is going to come, or afraid they're going to be Baker acted, or people are going to think they're crazy. And not all people that are suicidal have a mental illness. And people that think about suicide are not out of the mind. They are very lucid. They can be. Lucid means they know what they're doing, and they know that. They think that's the only option. So they're not crazy. But there's healthy ways to deal with things, and there's unhealthy ways. Talking about suicide is not an unhealthy way to deal with your problems. Alcohol is, or drugs, and even prescription drugs. Like some people think they need to overdose on medicine to stop the pain. No. And when you commit suicide, you don't give other people a chance to get to know you. And you don't give another chance to bless other people's lives if you commit suicide. The key is challenging the feelings. And people that think about suicide are afraid they're going to burden other people, or they're afraid that that person is not going to like them. Or they're afraid that they're going to push that person away. This is an academic problem. If people would just sit there and actively listen to somebody without judging them, the world would be a better place. I mean, not judge them, without, thinking of the next thing to say, but actively listening. And by the way, sometimes people ask questions because they're trying to assess your mental health. You think they're being nosy, but actually they're trying to assess your mental health. I had that happen to me the other day. It was quite endearing. And I knew what the person was doing, but that person did not know that I knew what he was doing. He was trying to assess my mental health to see, and it wasn't a counselor. He was trying to see how much hope I have. Oh, he was trying to see if I was hopeless or not. Or he was trying to listen to what I say to help me realize the good I have in life. I'm not stupid, and I'm not dumb. So, as I said, challenge it. And know, you deserve the best. And it's okay to grieve. It is okay not to smile. And that is another fear of mine. I'm afraid, since I'm not the same person I was before my dad died, or before David died, that people aren't going to like me anymore. And I know I'm not on this earth to please other people, but to please God. But if you're not around other people, then how can you do God's mission of teaching and preaching? And by the way, you always have a purpose in this lifetime. And if you commit suicide, you will never know how you could have changed the world. And if you're not married, you never know how your life would have turned out. You could have gotten married, had kids, and do the next generation in your family. And it doesn't matter what other people think about what you're dealing with. What matters is, no matter how painful it is, you talk about it. And by the way, I am not suicidal, people. I actually care about what I look like. I actually have a future. I'm just trying to identify who I am without these two people in my life. And I am trying to be me. And I am always thinking of new ways to do it, to combat the feelings. So, that's all. Oh, never mind. Ooh, my eyes look good. So, options you have if you're suicidal. Number 1, think of something you always wanted to do. Number 2, write down why you want to commit suicide and why you want to live. And put down what you can do to reach your pros more than your cons. And feel and think what you need to think when you're grieving. and do what you need to do to make yourself happy. Not what other people tell you to make yourself happy, but what you think makes yourself happy. And of course, most times when you're grieving, you're gonna be depressed, you're gonna be insecure, you're gonna need reassurance. But nobody can make you happy but you. And nobody can make you live. It's a choice to live with the pain. And that choice to live, even if you are born to others, is a better burden than committing suicide. And another thing, as I said, you never know how you would impact this world if you commit suicide. And you can save a life by just being who you are, or by having a suicidal talk. Or you can be an example for somebody of how to live. And just because you have Jesus in your life does not mean you're going to go through trials and revelation and trials and error or pit of fire. God is just there to help you and to walk through the fire with you. And I don't know if this is a myth or not, but some people say that if somebody's going to kill themselves, there's nothing you could do to stop them. But what if there was a chance you reached out to that person and told them how they're worth being here or how much they mean to you? What if it saves a life? And to be honest, yes, I feel guilty for some of the things. But that will go away in time. So, and I am a lovely person. I do need to learn empathy and active listening. And active listening means you're listening to what the person is saying. And you look at their body language to see if their mouth and the body language is combating what they're saying. And it's not about you when you active listen. It's about helping the other person realize their potential. And it's about helping somebody else that is pitfalling. And a suicidal person wants to live in some way. They just want the pain to stop. But, as I said before, and I keep repeating this so it will get through people's mind maybe. Suicide is not the only option. Suicide should never be an option to combat a problem. There is always a solution to a problem. The solution to the problem could simply be reassuring that person and actively listen. Not because you pay somebody to do it, but to build somebody up and help them when they're going down, for you to believe in them when they can't believe in themselves. That is all, folks. Thanks for listening if you did. Bye. Suicide people do not just want attention. They don't want. They're not just saying stuff just to get attention. They're actually saying it because they want somebody to heal them and really heal them and show compassion. That's what active listening is too. You show compassion. You don't give them advice, Willie. You just let them talk and you give them feedback. Now, seriously and for wizard. For wizard means for real. That is all, folks.